button, my top button here, make it look more official.
Oh, Justin Huffman's calling me. Can't talk right now, Justin.
You look good today.
Thanks.
You always look good.
I'm tired. I had to be at
You don't show it.
the mayor.
For more than 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter in our community. From our studios in St. Clair, you're watching Focus with Paul Newman.
And hello again. In the month of May, we've had all that rain, and I can't wait for the flowers to come out now. Speaking of a flower, here is Deb Johnson. How's that for an intro?
I don't think you've ever called me a flower before, so thank you.
A blooming flower with a great smile. Nice to see you.
It is a beautiful day today, so finally.
Yeah, finally, after all the monsoon season.
Yeah.
May is a very important month. Lots of stuff going on for you in St. Clair County Community Mental Health. But it's a national month, which is called Mental Health Month. Tell me about it.
So Mental Health Month is intended for a time for people to focus on their mental health. Give some attention to your mental health. Learn more about your mental health. Learn about various mental health issues. Learn how to take care of yourself better. Mm-hmm. And not just your mental health, but your whole health, because we've talked before about how important it is to focus on the whole person. Even when people come into treatment with us, we talk about what physical things might be going on, along with what are the mental health concerns that are happening, because you really need to see the whole person. Because we've talked before too that if somebody has a significant physical condition, that can certainly impact their mental health. Mm-hmm. And so that's why you need to know everything that's going on and look at the person and treat them as a whole person. So
many times people, they'll react to cancer, they'll react to a broken leg, but they don't react to mental health issues.
You mean in terms of, they don't react in terms of treating them like they need to?
That maybe I've got an issue, but they won't admit it or...
Oh, yes, you're right about that. People are much more hesitant to share the fact that they have an anxiety disorder.
Right.
And
it's nothing to be embarrassed about.
No, because it's nothing that you can control, and it's nothing that you did wrong to get that. Some people think, like if you have schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, any of those things, those have nothing to do with anything you did. Mm-hmm. They are conditions that happen, and so people should be as eager to get treatment for those things as they are for cancer.
Yep.
And we wish that. And we've talked before about the stigma. That's the number one reason people don't seek mental health treatment. And we've also talked before and shared, when I shared my cancer diagnosis, I was overwhelmed with support. Yep. And I wonder, would I have gotten the same level of support if I said I was just diagnosed with schizophrenia?
Yeah.
And so I don't think I would have.
No, you wouldn't.
But I want, that's how we want it to be someday in this world of ours. So we continue to educate about mental health issues. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing, they're not a weakness, none of those things. So anyways, one thing we have a couple things going on. So Talkspace, I think we talked about it with you before, but maybe when Kathleen was with us, I can't remember. But Talkspace is an online therapy platform. So for 3 months, people in St. Clair County can have free access to Talkspace for 3 months. And you can get one face-to-face, virtual face-to-face session with a therapist, along with some unlimited texting back and forth and some other resources. So that's good.
So how do I access that?
You contact Community Mental Health, or you can go on our website. It's on our website, our Facebook, or you can call our general number and say, I need to talk to, his name is actually Josh Fair, that would help hook you up. But if you don't remember the name, that's okay. Just contact, I want to use Talkspace and I need some help. And we'll help people navigate that. So that you can use that for 3 months, but then there's also a component called a self-guided app with Talkspace. And it's something you get it on your phone. And then if maybe you do struggle with not getting enough sleep, a mild anxiety, things that are just mild, maybe grief, maybe you just lost somebody and you're struggling with how to get through that. Yeah. So you don't think you need therapy because you want to try it on your own first.
Right.
Try these self-guided apps. There's a lot of good resources in there. There's webinars. There's just a lot of great resource material. So that's good for more mild to moderate conditions, mental health type conditions. So try it out. But if that doesn't help for 3 months or for the self-guided app, please don't hesitate to call our access at 888-225-4447, and we can do an intake. So
I'm going to ask the guys in the control room to throw up that phone number, because you are a rapid fire phone number person.
I know.
So that's
I've said that. 225-4447.
There they go. They got it up there.
And that the main number.
Yeah.
If you want to get involved with Talkspace, call that first number, which is 810-985-8900.
Okay.
So yeah, that will help.
Rapid fire lady there.
So also in the month of May, we have our annual awards recognition event.
Oh yes, you do, don't you?
That's yeah, and then we also have our Run for Recovery. So what do you want to talk about first?
I want to talk about the awards, because I got one a couple of years ago.
You sure did.
Yeah.
Because we have several different awards, and I need to check my notes for this so I say the right things about the right people. But
Right.
Diane, our Employee of the Year, which is a big award, is Diane Champagne, and she is a mental health assistant with our case management unit, and she just does a phenomenal job with the people that she serves, including things like helping them. Maybe they don't have clothing or household things or enough food or any of that kind. They don't have the resources they need. She can help hook them up to the resources that they need, get them food, clothing, any of those things. And she does so mostly through Harbor Impact Ministries, which I'm going to talk about in a minute.
Okay.
But she is a great team player. She's an advocate for the people that she serves. She's always willing to go the extra mile. Our Team of the Year is a group of our staff from our community integration program who helped transition a young woman from a very restrictive environment back into her home, and she's doing very well. And it's with HIPAA, we don't want to give many details, but they've done a phenomenal job with this woman, and her family. The family's very grateful, and it's working out great. So they're going to get recognized for that. And then, so the organization award winner is Harbor Impact Ministries.
Oh, okay.
And the director, who has been there since it started, she started it and has worked full-time director ever since, over 14 years, I think. Her name is Barb Haneke, and she's never taken a dime.
Oh my.
She's a volunteer full-time director.
Wow.
And she's an amazing woman, and she has a new co-director now because I think she wants to retire, sometime in the near future. I don't know, but she has a co-director to help her. But anyways, they do, it's called the Impact Days once a month, and maybe sometime we could feature that because that's available to anybody in St. Clair County who needs clothing, household things. They have food trucks, and then they also have tons of resources like lined up. So you could go to the CMH table, you can go to the Veterans table, you can go to the DHS table, Health Department has a table. So all tons of resources.
Where is Harbor Impact?
It's out on Allen Road. It's in, I think that's Kimball Township.
Okay.
Like out off of Ravenswood.
Okay.
Range, Allen Road.
Okay.
So
But it's called Harbor
Impact
Ministries.
We can talk about that again another time if you want.
Yeah, let's do it. I've heard some good things about it, and one of the churches here in St. Clair, I think, is collecting things for them and giving them to them.
I believe that happens, and they did lose funding. So if anybody wants to make donations, you can, not just money, but like if you clean out your clothes, take your clothes to them, your household, your sheets, your towels. A mixer because you got a new mixer.
Let's get her in here.
We'll get her in here. She would love to do it.
Yeah.
And then we gave our community service award to Karen Palka. You probably might recognize the beautiful me.
Yeah.
Because she's been so committed to the confidence building and boosting self-esteem of young girls throughout the county.
She's been doing that about 10, 15 years herself, and Karen has really devoted her life to that.
Yeah. And she started A Beautiful Me, and she is the director, and she's done a phenomenal job. So she's getting that award. And our communications award, which is the award you've gotten in the past, this year we're giving it to the Keel. The Keel is a online newsletter.
Yeah.
They have really written some great stories about the people that we serve and the work that we do. And so we're really happy because in one of the stories I read, and even though I know the two programs that they talked about, and I heard the story, it really came to life for me because they actually interviewed the person who got the services from two programs and how much it changed her life.
From their side.
From the person who got the services. And it's a great article. So you should, people can get those online, just go to the Keel, and I think.
And the Keel is part of a publication that's all over the state of Michigan.
Yeah, and they're also working on a statewide initiative that we're also a part of. It's called like My Michigan Mental Health Series.
Yeah.
And so there have been some that are going across the state of Michigan too, but we're part of that process.
Good.
They're interviewing us. So.
Good.
And then we have a couple of Art of Caring awards. One award, or two people, I guess, at McLaren, Port Huron, and they work in a psychiatric inpatient unit. William Holmes and Elizabeth Pennington, and then Nora Conlin and Cindy Badley are artists who did the WAVE project that we've mentioned before.
Oh yeah, Cindy's great.
Yeah, and Aria Mayhew is a second grade student who I know her mother and I know her, and I asked her if she would read a book called More Than Peach. I heard an interview on WGRT with quite a while back with Jesse Wiegand. He interviewed this Belen Woodard, like a 12-year-old girl, 13-year-old girl who wrote the book More Than Peach. The book is about the peach-colored crayon. Because, you know, in the old days, people said, and even I think some in her class still said, hey, can you give me the skin-colored crayon? Well, Belen is black. So she's like, why do they call that the skin-colored crayon? A lot of people don't have that color skin. And so that led to this whole thing, and it's a book. It's a great book. It's an easy book for elementary school. And there's a whole series. If you Google it, you'll see it. But I asked Aria to read it, and I wanted her opinion as a second grader.
Yeah.
Would that be a good book for us to put in schools?
Yeah.
And she said yes. And on her own, she asked her mom, who's in the PTA, Keewatin, they buy it for the school, all the classrooms. They said yes. Then they said, and we'll go a step further. We'll buy it for all the elementary schools in Port Huron Area School District. And then, so she said, since they did that, Miss Deb, can you buy it for the rest of the elementary schools in the county?
Oh, you did?
So we did. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So, because of little Aria.
And it's just amazing, and we hear this all the time, what one person can do.
Right.
And this was a young girl,
Second grader.
second grader, what
Yep.
she did.
Yep.
Amazing,
So,
amazing.
So, yeah. And so I know, sorry for taking too much time today. There's just so many things to
No,
talk
it's
about.
wonderful. It's wonderful. That's why I didn't schedule anybody else.
Great.
We can keep going.
All right, so the Run for Recovery. Can we
Run
talk
for
about that?
Recovery, they got a slide they'll throw up too, but I'll throw this one up for a second and they can, oh, wrong camera. I can do it this way. No, I can't. Well, in any event, the Run for Recovery is May 13th. It's coming up real shortly. And how many participants do you think you'll have?
Well over 200.
Wonderful.
Because we already have pre-registered that
Yeah.
many. And if it's a nice day, we'll get a bunch more. So we're hoping you can register right up until the day of the run. You're not guaranteed a shirt, though. We did order some extras. So, you know, but they're still people are still registering online.
And where do I run?
You run, starting from our main building at Port Huron, 3111 Electric Avenue. That's
Right.
where you meet up. And you run there's a 1 mile timed run for kids. There's a 1 mile walk, and there's a 5K run time. But what's exciting this year is when you arrive, you'll be arriving to the tunes from the Central Middle School Band.
Oh, really?
They'll be playing.
That'll get you excited.
That'll get you excited.
Yeah.
And then we have Mitz, who is the mascot for the Prowlers, Port Huron Prowlers. Skip, the SC4 mascot. And Levi, the Lion, from part of the Levi Links program from McLaren Port Huron Hospital.
Wow.
They'll all be there. And then we even have two more things. Braylon Edwards, he used to be a big player with the University of Michigan.
Yeah.
He will be there passing out some free swag bags with his autograph if you want it, and also photo opportunities. And he's going to talk just for a couple of minutes before our award ceremony and maybe before the 5K, I'm not sure, but because he has a connection to recovery and what he does, he likes to promote anti-stigma. So because he also knows about the stigma associated with mental health and getting substance use treatment, and he wants to talk a little bit about that. So that's why he will be here. It fits right with our theme, Run for Recovery. And then when you are crossing the finish line, it'll be to the drum line from the Port Huron Northern High School.
Oh my,
So,
oh my.
yeah, it's going to be a
It's
super...
been well thought out.
It's going to be a great family-friendly, fun event. And if the weather's nice and sunny like today, it's going to be perfect.
May 13th, it starts at 8:30 a.m. is the 1 mile, 8:30 a.m. for the 1 mile time kids run, and 9 a.m. for the 5K. So I should get there at 8-ish?
If you want to register that morning, you might want to come maybe, if you get there by 8, that'll be okay to register that morning.
Okay. And then the activities will go on through...
Until about The award ceremony starts as soon as the 5K runners are in, so about 9:45 we start them, and then it's over. So it's not like a long day, but it's a fun day.
But the addition of the music, it just adds that extra flavor and that extra excitement to it.
It does. It just gets your adrenaline going, and it's going to be fun. And we also have food and snacks and things like that, including tropical smoothies going to be there passing out all the different several different smoothie flavors,
right.
and we have fun things like that going on too. So we hope that people will come out, bring your family, just do the walk. If you want, you can bring your dogs too, as long as as long as you can control your pets, they're on a leash. They are welcome in our walk run.
Okay, Mental Health Month for the month of May, the awards we talked about, and tell me, how many employees do you have, round figure?
We're
county.
getting close to 500.
500
we
employees?
have over 450 employees right now, and we have more than doubled in the last 3 years.
Amazing.
And
Amazing.
we have.
And the amount of service that you're providing is just wonderful.
And each year we're increasing by about 500 more people, and that the big increase
In
is
service,
in
yeah.
services, yeah, and so that increase is also due to the fact that we're what's called the CCBHC. We've talked about that, Certified Community Behavioral Health Clinic, which means we can take people with private insurance now and with less severe conditions. Before, we could only take people with Medicaid, no insurance, and the most severe conditions as defined in the Mental Health Code for Michigan. But now we have this extra funding that we can take these other folks. So we can't hardly keep up hiring fast enough.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's good and it's bad. The bad thing is that many people need mental health, but the good thing is they're coming in. So that's good.
Yeah, right.
And we're hiring as fast as we can. And if kids don't know what they should do for their life, they might want to consider social work, masters in social work, psychiatric nurse practitioners, psychiatrists, any of those licensed counselors, psychologists, those things.
Well,
good field.
They said that COVID had such an effect on those kids in school, and that they changed, and it's tough to come back, and many of them needed some guidance.
Right, that is true. There's been an increase for sure on kids' mental health issues, and the state has put more money into the schools for mental health, and we are working with a group actually through RISA under the direction of Brenda Tenniswood. It's called the Collective Impact Group, trying to figure out better ways to address those needs for the kids in school.
Amazing.
So yeah, a lot going on.
When do you sleep?
I don't need a whole lot of sleep, but I get enough rest.
Well, Deb, before we end, I want to ask you about something else that's coming up. It's an inaugural Dementia and Alzheimer's Association luncheon. A luncheon, that's a big title. It's an issue that's lots of families and a lot of people have in St. Clair County. We didn't talk about it earlier in today's program, but this is a luncheon coming up on the 24th of May, a Wednesday. What's it all about?
Well, the dementia, Marcia Haynes actually was a major community advocate for a lot of things, but one in particular, when her husband Fred was diagnosed with Alzheimer's in 2006, when they received the diagnosis, the doctor said, "I'm sorry, he has got Alzheimer's, not much we can do," and walked away. And she was like, "Wait a minute, there's got to be something." I mean, maybe they gave him a medication, but in terms of the other kinds of support that you might need and what you can do to slow it down or different things. And so anyways, so she decided that we needed to have a committee that would address these issues for our community, find out what resources we had within the community, and if we didn't have enough stuff, maybe we need to do something about that. So we started, she called the people who she felt could help get this initiative going, including myself. Dr. Mercantile at the time from the health department, Becky Smith from the hospital, she was there at the time. And we had every hospital represented, including Ascension, St. John's, Lake Huron, and McLaren, Port Huron. And then also we have a lot of other places involved. So anyways, over time, we became an actual 501c3 nonprofit. We changed the name to Dementia Alzheimer's Association of St. Clair County, and you can see under our tagline, advocacy, education, resources, and support. So I've talked even on this show about some of the education initiatives. Some of them webinars, some are in person, usually done by the University of Michigan Alzheimer Research Department. And they do those for us for free because we donate a portion of proceeds that we raise in our county to their research department, because her other dream was that someday they'll find a cure for Alzheimer's and make it so it doesn't happen.
She was a dynamic person in the community and gave so much, so it's good to help give her back to her.
Yeah, and we really want to keep her legacy alive, and so we thought about the idea of having a luncheon to also create more awareness about what we're doing, but also to recognize people who are doing a great job and helping to support people with Alzheimer's or dementia in some way or another. So the name of the award is the it's the Marcia Haynes Alzheimer Advocate of the Year Award. And we have an individual that's going to receive it. Her name is Marcella Cameron. Marcy has been instrumental in working with Marcia from the beginning on the first walk that we did in 2014. I think it was 2014 or 16. I can't remember. 2014, I think.
14.
Okay, the first walk was in
primary care until it's passing.
Oh, so maybe 2016. But at any rate, she was helped get this big walk. And there's probably 500 people at the first walk that we did in downtown Port Huron. We've had several since. Alzheimer made it, put a stop to it. COVID put a stop to those walks, but now we started it back up. Last year was the first one since COVID, and we hold them in September every year. This year, save the date, September 24th. It's a great time. Lots of people walk the route, and you can walk as far as you want or as little as you want, or you can just support the event and get a great T-shirt. And there's also a timed component in it, a timed run. So Marcy has helped do all of that, and she does other things as well. But then also one of the organizations we're giving the award to is Elite Feet, Roadrunner Timing, Greg and Bridget Whittakin. They've also helped since the beginning because Bridget's her mother had Alzheimer's, and she wanted to be involved and help, and so that was kind of, I guess, their calling. So they help us basically for nothing. They time the run, they're out there helping us. They've been doing it for every year that we've done it. So we're going to recognize them. And then Lakeshore Woods is a residential home for people who have Alzheimer's, dementia, or need total care, or a lot of care. And so we got actually a nomination from a person who has their family member there, and just talked about how great it is. So that is going to happen. And we thought, where do we give these awards out? The inaugural luncheon, which will be at Port Huron Golf Club on Wednesday, May 24th. People can arrive at 11:30. Lunch will be served at noon. We'll do our awards presentation shortly after people all get their lunch, and out by 1 or 1:30 to end the day. So we will also have a lot of resources available at that. And we're also doing it, if somebody signs up and would like us to honor either a person alive that has Alzheimer's, dementia, we're going to do these placard things. It's kind of going to be a cool little display. And we could do it in honor of somebody living with Alzheimer's that you're caring for or supporting, or in memory of someone who has passed away.
Wonderful.
You just need to know who that is.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Inaugural Dementia Alzheimer's Association Luncheon, and it's going to be on Wednesday the 24th, and you can RSVP by May the 10th, and the telephone number is 810-990-9558, 990-9558.
And people can also just scan that QR code, so and then just register that way, or they can send checks in. But call if you have any questions. It's only $50, and anybody who's ever eaten at the Port Huron Golf Club know that food is delicious.
Deb Johnson, as we said, the flower of St. Clair County, was here today to tell us lots of good things that are going on. And if you need any advice or any counsel, just get a hold of St. Clair County Community Mental Health. Well, if the fellows will throw up that telephone number again, you can call them at any time, 24 hours a day, and those numbers will be really active for you, and you'll get some answers. That's about it for this edition of the Focus program. Thanks very much for tuning in. Until next time, Paul Dingeman and Deb Johnson.
Thanks for watching Focus with Paul Dingeman. Focus is produced at the CTV Community Television Studios in St. Clair. For over 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter to our community.